We mostly talked about getting our software on our servers. When provisioning, there will be a huge difference between on-premise and cloud. In general, cloud will be a lot easier and faster to do provisioning. It is more flexible. You just don't have to care about capacity when using cloud. You have on-demand resources available for you. Cloud providers also have APIs you can use, which means you can automate every single bit of your provisioning process. Unfortunately, you might not have a choice. Luckily, there is an intermediate alternative called a hybrid solution where you can partially use cloud and partially use on-premise. You can, for instance, provision dev and staging on the cloud, but keep production in-house. If your company is slow in adopting cloud, this might be the ideal solution for your company. On-premise provisioning is often done by a team that uses VMware or Xen or KVM or Hyper-V. This provisioning can be managed by software like OpenStack. OpenStack software controls large pools of compute, storage, and networking resources throughout a data center, managed through a dashboard or via the OpenStack API. When you want to provision something, you don't want to be dependent on a team. You just want to use an API and do it immediately. Software like OpenStack can help you with that. When you provision in the cloud, you will use the cloud provider's web console or the API. Instance provisioning is done in minutes. Resources are on demand. The instances can also be started and stopped easily with pay-as-you-go pricing. You only pay for what you are using. Let's say you are testing on a development server. When you are finished testing, you can just tear it down and you stop paying for that server. A lot better than having a development machine running on-premise 24/7. You can also scale easily in the cloud. You can automatically provision more instances when necessary based on time or on server load. There are different types of services you can use in the cloud. The most common one is infrastructure as a service, where you will just provision a Linux or a Windows server and you will need to maintain the operating system and configuration yourself. If you just want a database, you can go for database as a service, which is a managed database and you don't have to maintain the underlying operating system. It is done for you. Amazon AWS has a service offering called RDS, Relational Database Service, that can give you a managed database. Database as a service can be very time saving because you don't need to think about updating the operating system or the database, and you can extend capacity in just a few clicks. The last one is platform as a service, where the operating system is managed for you. You just deploy your software package and it runs. AWS has an offering called Elastic Beanstalk, which comes very close to this principle. Another one is Heroku.